Good morning. I'm going to go over the inmate worker rules with you. While an intake booking, you should have been given the opportunity to work here at the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility. Classifications had you sign an inmate worker waiver form. This form is your application to work while you're here. It states that you understand that this request is subject to review of your criminal history. If selected, you agree to follow the inmate worker rules and perform all duties that are assigned to you, and that it is your wish to work for the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility. Also, you are asking for no compensation, monetary or otherwise. You understand the following. I understand that I will not be requested to work more than 10 hours daily. I realize I am under no obligation to work more than the above referenced hours. I understand that at any time I desire to return to a normal schedule, I may do so without penalty. I know that my job assignment is based on the facility needs and is subject to change at any time. I understand that this request does not entitle me to a job and that it may take several days to receive a response from the inmate worker coordinator. I will not write any more requests and realize that failure to abide by this will result in a delay of my inmate worker status. Signing this form and intake booking is with the understanding that you have read the hold harmless and indemnification agreement, inmate worker rules and regulations, and biohazard cleaning form, and understand you signed it voluntarily. When you are in intake booking, if you decline to work and now have changed your mind, you may submit a request through our kiosk system. If you decline to work and are awaiting sentencing, you will not be reviewed again until sentence. Job placement is based on your classification, medical working restrictions, and facility needs. Inmate worker gain time is once you are sentenced and if you qualify for it. State time and the judge's credit for previous time served will be subtracted from your sentence first, and for every 30 days you have remaining, the inmate worker time will be applied. You can request for your EOS from the classifications department via the kiosk system. Gain time is done up front and once you are sentenced. If after your state time and judge's credit has been subtracted and you do not have enough time left, inmate worker credit will not be applied. If you are removed from the inmate worker program, any gain time you have not earned will be stopped on the day removed from the inmate worker program. If you are receiving inmate worker gain time, you are not eligible to also receive class credit. Inmate worker rules are as follows. You will follow instructions, directions, and will not leave your assigned area. Inmate workers caught in an unauthorized area will receive a disciplinary report, and upon guilty verdict of the disciplinary report are subject to further sanctions to include removal from inmate worker status. Inmate workers will report to work with a clean uniform and maintain proper hygiene, clean shaven daily. No beards, goatees, or hair under your bottom lip is allowed. You may have trimmed and groomed mustache. Inmate workers will wear only county-issued clothing. Inmate workers will wear a hairnet and gloves when working with food in any food-serving area, such as kitchen, pods, etc. Food will not be taken from the kitchen. Inmate workers are responsible for the overall cleanliness of their cells, such as pod cleaning duties. Inmate workers will wear their badges visibly seen when available on either their collar or pocket of their uniform. Hair must be kept trimmed and neatly groomed at all times. Your hair can be in a ponytail or tied up above your shoulders when coming to work. Inmate workers are not to argue with staff and will answer when called. Inmate workers will mind their own business, will not loiter, and pass information, written or verbal, to other inmates at any time. Introductions of contraband into the facility, such as cigarettes, drugs, weapons, food, or anything that is not authorized by policy is prohibited. Introducing contraband into a jail is a felony and charges can be imposed. Inmate workers will not shout, whistle, or make any other gestures from windows or any other location to other inmates, civilians, or staff passing by. Inmate workers are never to engage in horseplay or practical jokes. Inmate workers are to approach all activities in a safe and conscientious manner. Check with the supervisor when in doubt. You will not misuse the property, equipment, or supplies. Report broken equipment immediately. Inmate workers will not take, give, or receive anything from other inmates while working anywhere for the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility. Workers are encouraged to enroll in a self-help class. You can submit your request to the programs department through your kiosk system. They can advise of classes and availability. Inmate workers will display wet floor signs prior to and during floor maintenance. When cleaning the floors, ensure a dry walking path for staff and inmates. This means to mop one half of the hallway at a time. Inmate workers will report all incidents and accidents to a staff member, no matter how minor. Violation of any rule will result in a disciplinary report and, based on a guilty verdict, is subject to loss of gain time. Leaving a job assignment without appropriate authority is punishable under the law as an escape. You will not engage in visitation or utilize any controlled substances such as drugs, alcohol, or tobacco while incarcerated at the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility. As an inmate worker, your subsistence fee of $3 a day is stopped as long as you are working. Removal from inmate worker status will return in paying your subsistence fees. This is a zero-tolerance agency. While at the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility, no horseplay and no inappropriate contact with inmates to include groping, whether consensual or non-consensual. If viewed by camera or deputy, you are subject to disciplinary action up to investigation for criminal charges. Reports for PREA can be completed through the kiosk system or through our phone system by dialing *222, *333, *444. *222 from any housing unit telephone is to access the sexual violence hotline. *333 to leave a message on the state attorney reporting line. You must use your inmate phone PIN to access the number, but the call itself is confidential. A counselor will inform you of the mandatory reporting requirements. *444 is to speak with a rape crisis counselor. Making false reports of the sexual harassment or abuse is a felony crime punishable under Florida statute. Misuse of the rape crisis line will result in disciplinary action.